Good morning. We are on our way via Flixbus to our next city for the next couple nights, Wrocław. And hello, Chrissy. And this will be our first experience on this trip for being in a dorm hostel. So this should be interesting. All right, Chris, what are we up to?
We're walking.
A little more specific.
More specifically, we just got into Wrocław and we missed our bus because life, and now we are walking to our private guide that we got. We were hoping we could run into some folks to share the guide, but we didn't. But that's okay. Her name is Anna, and she does Meet My City. So we are walking to see her. So we're in St. John's Cathedral, and what's interesting about this church is it's been reconstructed multiple times over the years. And what I find interesting is the brickwork. Normally it's not brick within a cathedral, normally it's plastered over, and I find that very original and raw. Hello everybody. After an interesting night in a dorm, which dorm life not for us, we decided to basically wander around the city. We had a great private tour yesterday for about 3 hours, and that basically gave us all the information we needed to know. And so we're kind of just going to wander around and go to a couple of parks. Behind me is the main square. So this big building is the new town hall, which is very pretty. There's just statues all around it. You could just stare at it for hours looking at everything. And then over to the left, there's a little ball with 2 gnomes on it. So this area is known for their gnomes. Since about 2005, they've added about 300 gnomes all over the city that people go and search for. So we'll probably see a bunch of them today.
So here in Wrocław, there are a bunch of side streets that are pretty much named exactly for what you would find on them. So this one in particular is Butcher Street. Chrissy's standing next to one of the statues. There are a number of animal statues on here dedicated to the animals who were butchered on Butcher Street. There's also a medieval gutter system that would be used to get rid of all the blood and water and all that stuff here on Butcher Street.
We're in the market square. It is an exact rectangle, and it starts here in the corner. So you have the Hansel and Gretel houses, which are connected, and then back there used to be a cemetery. Now it's just kind of a cafe. And there's exactly 60 buildings around the edge. So this is number 1, number 2, number 3. And then over to the right, we have where the nobles would stay when they wanted to experience life. And then farther out, you have this building that doesn't really look like it goes there. It's the Art Nouveau. So they've kept it exactly the way it was before World War II. So they recreated everything to be exactly the way it was before.
Right behind me is the old prison of Wrocław, and they have conveniently turned it now into a restaurant/cafe, as well as you can find one of the many gnomes in the city here. We were able to walk through what's called the Market Hall, and they created this development for controlling sales of the various products, be it meats, desserts, flowers, all the way back in, I believe it was the 15th or 16th century. And they did this in order to basically control taxes because they couldn't find everybody on every corner that it was selling on those streets that I was mentioning earlier. So they created this instead to be able to control those items.
Alright, so the Poles don't do jaywalking. So even when there's no cars around, you stop when that little man is red. So I just went to St. John the Baptist Cathedral, took a lift to the top. Mike stayed well behind, so I will film all this from here for you guys. So this is the second tallest vantage point. First one is that big old building over there, which is a residential skyscraper. So these yellow buildings in front of me, our guide in the Czech Republic told us that these were built in the communist era, basically to give a lot of people places to live for a cheap amount of money. So you'll see them peppered all over Poland and the Czech Republic, and probably everywhere else that will be going on our journey.
We have just left our hostel in Wrocław and are on our way to Poznań, and just found out that our Gdańsk hostel, or I'm sorry, Airbnb, somebody has COVID that was staying there, so we have to cancel that. So we have to figure that stuff out now. So always good times and always thinking ahead.
Oh, sorry. That's value. Okay. Oh. You're back up, honey. 75.77. Welcome to another episode of Chrissy Goes Grocery Shopping. What am I gonna find this time? I'm actually killing two birds with one stone here because I wanted to go to this mall, which I'm not a big shopper, but the mall has the Carrefour in it for the grocery store, but it's in this huge building which used to be a brewery, so it's supposed to look really cool inside, so I'm pretty excited to go check it out. Here we go. Pear yogurt. They got banana yogurt too. Got some camembert, I don't know, with basil for $5.29. So to give you perspective, that's like $1.30. So I kind of feel like I have to buy it, right? All right, this is new. Pineapple, peppers in a tomato sauce for pasta. I'm not that adventurous, guys. I'm gonna hunt for cookies. Not exactly sure where they are. And another successful grocery shopping experience. Hello everybody, it's Chrissy. I'm in Poznań, Poland, doing a free walking tour this morning. I am in Freedom Square, but there's a beautiful fountain behind us. It's Sunday morning, so there's not a lot of people out, so it should be nice to not have to deal with any kind of crowds. Alright, so this is the Royal Castle, which is now a museum. So these are the famous colored houses of Poznań. In the old times, you had to pay taxes based on the width of your house. So merchants who couldn't obviously afford really fancy, expensive houses made these little ones. Now these were destroyed during World War II, so the building was recreated. And they didn't recreate all these houses, it's just one big building now, but they made it so that it still has the look that it did. Smaller little houses. Okay, we're inside the Basilica of Our Lady Mary Magdalene. And when the Protestants started coming to Poznań, that couldn't be. So the Jesuits came and built this large church, but they didn't have any money. So everything in here is basically fake. Anything that's gold is painted. All the marble is fake. If you tap on it, you can hear that it's hollow inside. All the paintings are just kind of done on their own. The top part here is, looks like it's curved up, but in fact it's not. It's just one flat area to give you the illusion. Just finished a free walking tour where we got to go into churches and courtyards and learned all sorts of stuff. Poznań very much was destroyed during World War II, and they've recreated a lot of it. And it was very educational. It was good. Now I'm going to try and go to the Croissant Museum, see if I can get a ticket to their 2 o'clock show. Time for lunch. A hot dog in Poland. Is Polish hot dog? Probably not. Okay, time for more nerdy information from Chrissy. So sometimes these old buildings are actually made of stone. Sometimes like this, it's been etched to look like that, so you can tell that it was smooth, and then this is etched out or sanded or whatever, and then sometimes they're just painted on. So I guess this is the second cheapest option, painting being the first. I'm in their Cathedral Island right now. I have about an hour before the croissant show, so I'm gonna go check this out. This is one of the oldest spots of the area because it's on an island. It's where everything started, was this cathedral, which of course has been rebuilt. There are multiple kings, multiple bishops buried here, and it's pretty cool inside. It's very brick, very easy to look at, and lots of tombs, and a really pretty gold chapel in the back. So now I'm gonna head over to this place behind me because I know you can go in. I'm not sure what it is, so we'll find out together. All right, so this building behind me is a small little building, cathedral, chapel, of St. Mary's, and it's considered to be the oldest place in Poznań. They've done archaeology from 950 AD, when this was just a small little town kind of on the crossroads of trading. And then it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And Poznań was the capital of Poland for many years before it became Krakow, and then before it eventually became Warsaw. Just finished the croissant museum show, which was a lot of fun. Goofy people, giving us the history of the St. Mark croissant, which is very sweet, made of poppy seeds and all sorts of yummy things inside.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are on our way out of Poznań. I forgot where we were. And on our way to Gdańsk by train today. So we are trying VIP this time. Hopefully we'll get a better interacting with people than we did the last time we were on a train. In any event, we have a Airbnb next to the airport, so we'll be staying at that to then pick up a car. Is it tonight or tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. So during our day off, and then we'll be off to other little towns that we just can't get to very easily by bus. So just a lot of moving around after our little rest day tomorrow.
We're at the Gdańsk airport. Mike's figuring out our rental car and making sure that our music can play, because that is #1 priority.
That's right.
Every single time. We took an Uber to get to this place to get our car, and the Uber dropped us off in a really sketchy, scary ass place. Dogs barking, and this guy comes out. It's like, "What are you doing?" Got a phone call, and it was the rental car company saying, "Where are you?" And we're like, "We're at this address." He's like, "I'll come pick you up." So the nice man, Bart, picked us up because Google Maps has the wrong address for this place. So that was a little creepy. But tomorrow we start our car adventure to northern Poland. So it should be fun.